The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster Sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides. Mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
Disgusting. They smell, they're sticky, they say things that are horrible.
98 BDay.
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to Tuesday. It's 5:45. This is the Morning Sickness. My name is John. How are you? There's Brady Bogan. Brett Vesley's back from his big whirlwind vacation over the weekend, and Big Dick Toledo's around here somewhere. We are ready to go yet again for a great show. And again, going to inundate you with chances to win money as the $6K a day thing continues. You're going to be, Brett, you weren't here yesterday. The push is on. We got to hand these people cash. And on top of it all, we have to win the internal battle of national contest. We're the number one. So these suits and these program executives and stuff get off our ass when they look at the numbers of this basic contest to say, why don't we get people to download the app? That's basically what this is about.
And it was great because we put the whole contest together in the first hour.
Yeah,
and everything wasn't worked out.
Nothing was. The times were wrong on the internet.
Shocking.
Oh yeah, no,
shocking.
It was put together for another station, not for us. It was on Western or Eastern time where they were, but
the book of 100% wasn't.
No, it wasn't
100% yesterday.
Well, no, the book was.
Well, we had a question: 100% or website?
Yeah, the website wasn't. We had two different answers, so we had to figure it out. But we got it now. We got it all figured out, and that'll be at it. It's just, it was a nightmare last night. That rain was insane. This summer reminds me so much of when I was growing up in this little city, because back in the 80s and 90s, we used to get these storms regularly. Every, week, at least one, the monsoons would come in. Now we're getting them 3-4 days in a row. It might keep raining today. This is a crazy one.
Is this helping the drought at all?
Nope, not at all, Brady. Water never helps that.
Because I just see a thing, Lake Mead, first time ever, drop down and
yeah, but that's more the mountains.
Code orange.
We're going to be fine. That's winter stuff, though. Normally, winter is the one that you got to work with rivers because that's snowpack and melt and all that. It definitely doesn't hurt for sure, but I don't think there's. I mean, it'd have to for like a year to make that. Have you seen how low Lake Mead is? You flew over it.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like you can see old boat docks.
Yeah,
and they're like 700 or 800 yards from the water where they end. There's another, whatever the ramp used to be, and then they have to just build new ones. They made those parking lots, and you can see it clear as day. That thing is low. But yeah, it definitely helps, but it's not. We need a couple years of this and a big old winter to make everything kind of feel normal. But they're talking about regulating water and whatever out of Colorado. Just go outside with a bucket. You'll be fine. You get a bucket, get some washing water. Last night's storm, that wind, first time wind has gotten me to go, what's going on outside? And I've got a disaster in my backyard.
Did you think about maybe going down, building a basement eventually?
Mm-hmm. You want to get that
the storm cellar?
Yeah. In fact, they started it last night. Poor timing. Just to get those shovels out. Like, this doesn't look good. I'll get a basement going. I did do something really stupid, though, and that is I decided to get a couple of days ago, industrious around and take the screens off the windows and wash those and keep those together. And they're all over the backyard now. I didn't put them back on. I just washed them and then let them dry. And they're pretty much... I didn't know screens with their, wind is supposed to go through a screen, and they fly like kites. I'll tell you that. And I looked out my window.
The sound of the.
I had that moment of just sitting there with my I have a Diet Dr Pepper in my hand pretty much at all times, just looking out the window at about 11:30 last night, just going, wow, this is amazing. What was that? Oh, it's one of those screens I forgot to put back. Oh yeah. And then, I'm like, so somebody's playing frisbee with my screens. It was Brady's God, and it was they're everywhere. They're pretty much. Probably 14 or 15 screens just scattered all over the yard. So that'll be my day today. I go home and
hope they have the pop-off corners, or it doesn't bend and pinch.
They're easy. They pop on and off real simple. Yeah, I don't have to bend anything. I used to sneak out of my bedroom which was because I was like 21 at my parents' house. I didn't have to, but I chose to. And I snuck people in my room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just destroyed the screen. I didn't know what I was doing. I turned it into just a mess. And my dad would see it all the time. And I wonder what happened to that screen. I'm like, geez, yeah, you would wonder. It's because your adult son is sneaking in and out of a house for no reason at all. What are you doing? This thing was butchered. So I'm very good at getting screens off now because now they're mine. My dad had to replace his screen. He could have cost him money. But I just butcher those things. And they're so easy to figure out, but I was so stupid.
But
and
once
also
they
horny,
warp.
standing there with a girl willing to. If you're standing next to a window with a girl willing to crawl in a window, you'll bust.
Oh, it's on.
Let him in.
Yeah, you don't have any care or thought process to, well, I can't ruin the screen. And that thing's coming off. Like I might have just broken it with my erect because it was just trying to get in the door first. Then you got to question yourself as a woman if you've ever stood outside a window willing to crawl in. What kind of parents do you have?
My parents are cool. They put a sliding glass door in my bedroom.
Yeah? Daring you to try to leave?
Never! We turned it into the bedroom at the end. But there were, in ninth grade, Amy Hurd and Lynn Hyman came over late night.
They sneak in?
Well, they opened the
They were allowed
door.
in. Your parents knew they were there. That's the
No, they didn't.
Oh, that's sneaking in,
Yeah,
Brady.
oh, yeah.
These whores came in to get themselves some bogues.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
And you coded them.
I had Amy Hurd in one bed, Lynn Hyman in the other, because my brother was away to college.
All right.
So, and it was a makeout session on
each
going
bed.
from bed to bed.
Nice.
And
Brady, who
evidently,
is this guy? Filthy.
They didn't know.
That they were getting made out with? Thanks, Cosby. That's an admission. Shouldn't have said that.
No, but I'm saying they didn't realize. They thought I was just going over there talking to each one of them.
Oh,
How big is this room?
It's a room.
Yeah, but how dumb are those girls?
No
Dumb.
All right.
Let's go to Brady's house and lay down. And then you'd get in with
Then
one.
they went over and they stayed at Lynn Hyman's that night, and the next morning they're
How bad
chapped.
is her?
They started talking.
She got married young, didn't
They're
she?
mad.
Lynn Hyman got married when she was like 18, I'm guessing.
Lynn Hyman,
Guaranteed she got married before she was 22.
I'm not sure if
She
she
did.
got married before the semi-truck plowed her.
Oh, well, then
Whoa.
another blessing because she had to be tired of being
But
called
you're right. She was on par for
Buster Hyman.
Yeah,
Got to
was
get rid
her
of that
nickname.
Got to get rid of that last name. You have to. So these girls were so disgusted by you making out with them. They were quiet.
They became upset at me, and then I felt bad. I'm like, I thought you both were.
No.
Where
Brady,
you came over.
Again, let me
you
fix
know?
your history.
Yeah.
This didn't happen. You'd make out with one, and she was so horrified by the entire act that she just laid there quietly, happy that you were in bed with another. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Because most girls would say, hey, what's going on over there? There's another girl in that bed. If they were all right with it, they would have come over and helped out. If they weren't, they'd have said, stop it.
Yeah.
These girls each allowed you to get off of them for a little while and go lay down with another girl and didn't say a word.
This sounds like a Pornhub movie.
Sounds like two girls that were like, oh, I'm being molested. I'm so scared
Well,
for my
I mean,
life.
when I would leave, I got to talk to Amy for a minute. If you move,
I'll kill you. See, the girl that was willing to crawl in the window at my place caught a little action on her way in the window. I mean, we were going at it before she even got in the room. Like the door opened, I'm like, rip, down we go, and we're already playing because she was a whore. She crawled in a window.
Right. God bless her.
To a 21-year-old, but like not even thinking, like, how come we just open the front door? You're allowed to buy alcohol, and you are crawling in a window. Shh, you wake my parents. You're old enough to have a place, but I don't. Okay, we're in the windowsill, and I got her that way. Pushed her into the room. Half in, half out.
screen was still okay.
Screen was destroyed. Screen was the first thing that just got torn off.
Torn it through the screen.
I would have pulled her through the screen. There was a haste to get her in. Sneaking girls in is brutal. And you didn't have to do that this weekend up in Vegas. You didn't sneak anybody in. You probably pressed her up against the glass. That's a Vegas tradition.
Yep. The Aria, the people looking in the windows of the Aria got a nice view.
Isn't that great? That's always a thing. And then you think about all the other people that have pushed a woman up against a window there, and some sort of germ's going to come from that.
That's all right.
Days and age.
It was on her. It
You
wasn't
look for
on
the
me.
oil.
That's right. That's as a guy, you're like, all right, I don't care. You're the one that has to suck
right.
other Chinese businessman's whores up against this glass.
I'm sure there's a phone call down to the front desk every now and then. The window is filthy.
Yeah, you need to get that cleaned up. There's like all these dots and grease marks. The best thing about the Aria is a couple of the rooms they have art. And one of the pieces of art is a giant, like a wrist and hand. And it's making like a finger gun. And it sits up on the wrist, and it's just straight up in the air. And the index finger's out, and the thumb is out. And the first thing I thought of was just every guy from Macau or Hong Kong has used that on a hooker. And it just sits in my room as art. It is just big enough to make a hooker say, all right, I guess, for an extra couple hundred. And there's use of all that stuff in there. That is the reason I won't do Airbnb or VRBO, is because there's no cleaning crew. There's no front desk for me to go down and go, there is semen all over the finger art. Because if I said that at a VRBO, like, sorry, sir, wipe it off. We have no other rooms. This is it. You're screwed. But with a hotel, you get a free stay. You got a new room immediately. So immediately when I check into the room, I go and toss one off on the art, and I'm like, what kind of operation's being run around? And then they give me all free stuff. If you're willing to beat off on the stuff in the room, go right downstairs, call up Consuela. She comes in her elbow gloves.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I don't understand who did this.
Yeah, me neither, because you do a better job of cleaning. You get a suite. It's the only way to go, Brady. Then you sneak them in the windows. I don't think you're willing to.
Hang on, Kirby and Ronnie. Daddy's got to do some jacking. Get us a free space.
Of course, if anybody would do that for the free room,
It'd be me.
I think you might give that a run.
I got to put my DNA on something here.
But a good weekend. You said you saw Bruno.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, huh?
Freaking amazing.
What makes him so good?
It was like, and I never seen like James Brown back in the day, but I'd seen videos on it. So it was like watching James Brown, Morris Day, and Michael Jackson all wrapped into one.
Yeah.
I mean, just
amazing.
Dancing, talking to the band, and still trying to be, smooth and everything else. It was so good. No opener. It was an hour, 50 minutes of Tim.
Pure Bruno.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Did he do the Silk Sonic song?
He did do that.
Damn it. You didn't send me video. I told you send me video.
It was a closed show. They took your phone and locked it in this bag, and then you couldn't. And that's what he said too. He's like, you know what? We've been locked up for a year. You guys need to enjoy the show instead of watching it through a damn screen.
Oh, everybody hates their phones. Everybody hates them except for women. Everybody hates their phones. Every normal person. Girls are. Did Medea have trouble bagging it up, or was she all right?
She left it in the room. She said, "Screw this. I'm not going to
Anybody
deal with it."
throwing guff about dropping their phone off? Did you notice?
No. Everybody was pretty mellow, and it was so fast when you walked out too. They had just a line of people, and they just bang it on this thing, and opens it up, and walk right out.
That green bag or whatever. Yeah, those are awesome. That is, and it makes it so there's no technology coming in or going out.
And it was great because
So cool.
even Bruno said that. He started singing a song. He goes, "I got your phones locked up. I can do whatever I want," and just going off about it, but.
That's in case they say the N-word.
Yeah.
That really is it. That's it. They cannot be filmed saying something terrible. No, Bruno, he's probably partially allowed to say it.
I think he's got the right of way for that.
I think he's got the green light on that one. But he can't say the R word. So let's say he said, that was all so retarded. And the next thing you know, it's like, I wish we could have filmed him saying that, because then Bruno would be in, media or social jail.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the wave of the future. If I was a comedian, I would say your phones are out.
Well, what about a babysitter?
Well, yeah, we lived our lives pre-phone with babysitters, and that's the whole point of a babysitter. If something goes wrong, they take care of it.
Yeah,
it's the big argument at Chappelle's show down there in Maricopa. I remember a lady was screaming because they bagged us up.
Yep,
and I was like, "This is cool, good." And so we put it in the bag, and the lady's like, "Well, I have a babysitter 35 miles from here. What am I supposed to do if things go wrong?" Well, you can come out and check it, lady. You can come out anytime. Well, then I'm going to miss the show. Well, then you got a priority problem is what you got. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing. But it wasn't that the point? I don't know. I don't have kids. Isn't that the point of a babysitter? It's like, look, we're not going to be in contact. You're here to make sure everything goes okay.
And
that's why you find someone
in
you
case
trust.
something goes down, you can handle it.
Right. That's the whole point of hiring a babysitter that you like, not just some lady to sit there and call you the second something goes haywire. But that lady was going crazy. Like, they took her off to the side, and she was going bananas. You cannot take someone's phone. He's like, you don't have to go to the show.
Yeah.
You can turn around and not go. Your option is go.
Give up date night.
Or don't go. I'm sorry, your babysitter was...
But my 3-year-old child is home alone.
Right, well, that's different. Because what's your phone going to do?
What are you doing out?
Yeah, and why is your phone even... Like, your baby knows the number? He's pretty advanced 3-year-old.
She has the phone.
It's a pretty good 3-year-old. Then he goes, Mom, we got trouble at the house. Yep. No
what is it?
Well, I sent her home. I was feeling pretty good. Then I sent the girl home. We're all right, but there's a small fire. It's more a Play-Doh fire.
I got this show.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but I like that. I think that's the wave of the future for when we go to those. That's it. But Bruno is on my list because
it's a must.
Tripp saw him at the Hollywood Bowl. I think it's what he said years ago. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "Oh my!" You bring it up, and he's like, "Oh my God!" It's like somebody's rubbing butter on his body. He just likes to talk about it. So Bruno does something to people.
Literally, I would say it's top 5, if not top 3 of shows. And I've seen a lot of shows.
You've seen a lot of shows. That's what we were saying. You told me that, and Brady and I broke it down. We said Suicidal Tendencies #1, number 2, Suicidal Tendencies in Mesa, number 3, Bruno Mars. 4 was, I think, Suicidal over there at Marquee. 5 was you saw Jim Cramer's Mad Money. Because Suicidal opened, right?
He brought out the sledgehammer.
Suicidal was open. He brought the sledgehammer. He did some stuff. And then I think Suicidal was 6. And then the lead singer of Suicidal did a spoken word.
How close were we?
Probably close.
Your top 5?
Probably pretty close.
What's number 1?
What's number 1?
Probably Rammstein.
I think that's my top.
But I mean, Bruno's up there. I mean, it was that good. And I'm not into his music or not. It's just entertainment. It was just fun too. It's like you walk out of the show and you're like, man, I had fun at that show.
That's the missing element to what I think has been, because I like rock music the most for my beautiful little ears, but rock shows are not fun.
Right?
They're just not fun. They're annoyingly aggressive. Instead of fun, I miss fun.
Right.
Like sometimes it's fun to have, the mosh pit used to be sort of fun. Now it is, I'm going to get my aggressions out because I don't like my dad. And there's dudes bleeding, and that's not fun. That's dumb. And again, I don't know if anybody's noticed, and I've brought this up for a long time. Your crazy aggressive mosh pits have done one thing. Make it so you don't get laid at rock shows anymore. And it's also made it so rock shows are not look at Country Thunder.
It's nothing but ass out there.
That's just fun. I hate country music. It is for really...
Still not enough to go out there.
God, no. You have to listen to the music, Brady. And it's for slow adults. It is... Country music is so much for slow
adults. And every
adults.
year, someone's like, you got to go out with us one.
Yeah, it is. And that... I have someone I know who... they're I'm not going to mention them, but their friend, we talked about it yesterday, has a song called Wet Dreams. Not Kip Adada's Wet Dream, which you know all too well, and I'm sure you probably remember. It's a country song about having a wet dream, and it's clever. It's very clever. And he's from Scottsdale. He's this guy from town. And it was like number 2 on Apple a couple weeks ago. It was just killing it. And they played it for me, the folks that know him, and I'm just shaking my head, and they're laughing because they know my theory on country music. It is for dull, slow people who don't really grasp information quickly. You can't really tell a person who likes country music something. You can inundate them with information basically with a Cheesecake Factory menu. That would screw them up. So I'm like, okay, you can it's clever, it's good for what it is, but it's still country music. And I said, but it's really actually very, very clever.
Edgy for the country? No.
Let's not go crazy.
Still Laffy Taffy on
I guess if you're grading on curve, is it edgy for country? Because it is country, so there's got to be a curve there.
Country music fans, would think to themselves, holy Moses, man, singing about nocturnal emissions. They wouldn't know what nocturnal emissions are. They'd say, oh, my God, singing about a pee-pee nightmare. They would find it to be edgy because of the topic. But
too dirty for FM radio?
Oh, I don't think so. None at all. No. It's very clever. It's good for country music, and that's from me. I don't have to like country music. I do recognize this is a good country song, but it's still a country song. But I said, I just think it's for dumb people. And the person I was talking to said, yeah, but dumb people will buy it. And there's a lot of them. And I'm like, that's the thing about country music is I'd totally sell out and do it. We've got our dreams coming true because I got a gun in my closet. Now I've got you. And they're like, oh, guns. He said guns. It's easy. Guns and romance. And if you
look at the rap and hip hop in the 90s. White teen boys will love this stuff.
Yeah, right.
Print it.
America's turning into a dump I don't love no more. And that's why I can tell you, Trump 2024. They'd buy that in a heartbeat. I can write a country song. I can write 100 country songs by noon. I would venture to guess 35 of them would be top 10 hits.
You'd be the Bob Dylan.
I could do it. 35. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. 35 top 10 hits by noon. They wouldn't be top 10 by noon, but I know of the 100 I wrote, 35% of them would be. It's not hard. Writing country music is not hard. It's for slow. If you just think, what would a slow person want to hear right now? If you talk to somebody who's just been in a car accident, you speak in a cadence of country music. But there are a lot of dumb people. I don't know if you've looked around. There's a lot of stupid people. They all spend like $1.29 on their songs, too. Why not pander to them a little bit? It's like when children's shows sing to kids. It's slow, real clear. The message sometimes has a little laugh in it, and that's country music. And that's fine if you like it. I just know that you're probably not going to absorb information very well.
Well, there was some slow people in Vegas this weekend because not only did you have Bruno there, you had George Strait playing at T-Mobile the same night, and the Raiders were doing their preseason game the next night.
Did you go over to the Raiders game?
No,
should have done that. That would have been fun just to get in the stadium and see
Couple
what
of
that thing's
fights.
like. Oh, I'm sure. Well, that's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now. For some reason, Vegas doesn't have the fights. It's a nicer place. It's classier. Oh, well, that had to be
so it was kind of a
treat.
zoo. It was kind of a zoo up there.
I didn't even think the Raiders games were
Hillbillies, gangsters, and normal people. It was great.
How was the masking?
It was all masked up, but nobody was like a real you better put your goddamn mask on.
That's kind of what I know somebody who went also this last weekend, and she said the same thing. She's like, we went. They said you had to wear it, but nobody was. Like if you didn't comply, no one was going to get that mask on.
There was no enforcement.
When I was there in February, you pulled your mask down for a second. Somebody was there.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, hey, got a mask up, sir. I'm like, okay. Ooh,
like at the Bruno show, they had the little ushers walking around with just, like if they seen people with a mask on, they'd hold it up in your row, kind of saying, mask up, please, all that. And everybody's like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, but Bruno is something. That's on the list because I've heard too many people say.
You need to.
Yeah, I would love to. I think he's great.
He's awesome.
So... I've got to get out to one of those, and he's there for every other week for like a month, right?
Yeah, he's a couple more weekends. Yeah,
I might just do that.
You should do.
I'm telling you,
should.
A couple of days. Yeah, so that's a good one. Well, welcome home, Bret.
Thank you.
I hope your birthday celebration and your Bruno Mars show was good. No money?
I came back about even actually.
Right,
so
that's winning. That's winning in Vegas,
and tons of drinks. So
that's free. Any big hits? Nothing.
No, nothing big.
Just rode the wave.
Yep.
Any moments of like we've lost it all? No, just you stayed steady.
Yeah, it was a good trip as far as it was a steady trip. I wasn't,
Yeah. What's your game?
Usually craps.
Okay.
And then I'll sit at the bar sometimes and just play, video poker and stuff like that. But usually just craps.
Sometimes I think video poker looks sad. It isn't.
It does.
But sometimes it just looks
sad.
It does. Because people are sitting there with a drink.
Give me no drink.
You're at the bar.
Yep.
Staring at because you're staring at the bar because it's in the bar.
Yep.
It's not,
it's the original phone, the smartphone.
It is. It truly is, yeah.
I've watched people disappear into that thing. It's like, that just, from a distance, that looks like somebody crying at a bar. But it's just somebody staring down on the screen. Yeah, I got a hankering. I got to get up there. And Bruno playing. I was supposed to go for my birthday, but Tyson Fury got the COVID. So screwed it all up. We'll see. But yeah, well, welcome back, Bret.
Thanks.
Bret's home. And thanks for bringing this. Was the weather like this there too?
No. It may have hit 100 one time, maybe.
Kidding.
No humidity. It was beautiful weather the whole time.
This has been bananas. Well, today, if you're a landscaper, you're the one I feel sorry for because you've got a day of cleanup that just is awful. Our parking lot,
2 days, then it just start over again potentially.
Well, maybe, but it's and then we've got our Heat Stroke Open coming up here, and it looks like it's going to be completely beautiful, which is another year where nobody's going to pass out. And
I played the course on Sunday, and it's awesome. It's great shape.
What we got to move it into July for next year. We need a 115 day. Every year we have it. It's beautiful. A couple years ago it was like 104. I think that's as hot as it's been. Most of the time it's in the high 90s. We've had nothing but lucky days. Another one this week is going to be.
And if you're coming out this weekend, bug spray.
Oh, is that your suggestion?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tons of mosquitoes.
Yep.
All right. Deal. That'll work. In the meantime, let's get a wake-up song and start this day off before we start trying to hand you guys money. 585-9800. That's the phone number. You give it to us, and we'll scream it together. It's 98 KUPD. Wake up!
Arizona's most powerful rock radio station.
It's out of control now.
98 KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.